The sun does not shine in the morning. It burns. It breaks through the clouds above Flagstaff, Arizona, and casts hard, golden light on the courthouse buildings. News trucks clog the streets. Reporters hold microphones repeating the same name over and over, Kody Brown. Inside the courthouse doors, Christine steps, her heels tapping softly on the marble. She wears simple clothes, but her face tells it all: fatigue, bravery, and an inner fire that took years to find voice. She walks through a corridor lined with photos of former judges and verdicts. Each glare is judgment. Each gasp is like trying to breathe underwater. Christine allowed cameras into her life for years, but this time there are no producers, no do-overs. Only truth and the potential to lose everything. Kody stands beside the bench with his attorney. He is older now. His golden ringlets are sparse, his stance a bit less arrogant. But that spark in his eyes, that stubborn refusal to bend pride, it remains. Robyn sits behind him, clutching her purse as if it were a shield. She whispers something in his ear and he nods, almost not at all. They don't even glance at Christine. The judge arrives. Everyone stands. Case of Brown versus Brown, the clerk says. Christine swallows hard. She has waited 2 years for this moment. 2 years of silence, of being called bitter, dramatic, ungrateful. Today she gets to speak. The courtroom settles. Papers shuffle. Cameras flash once before the bailiff orders silence. The air is tense, heavy, almost electric. Christine's lawyer, a calm woman in her 40s named Ms. Hall, steps forward. Your Honor, she begins, this case is about a mother's right to protect her children. My client, Mrs. Christine Brown, has evidence that Mr. Brown not only emotionally manipulated her but also used that control to threaten custody. Gasps echo from the small audience. Even Mary, sitting in the back row, lowers her head. Janelle, her hands folded tightly, avoids Kody's gaze. Kody's lawyer stands quickly. Objection, hearsay and speculation. The judge raises a hand. We'll hear the full statement before any ruling. Christine takes a deep breath, keeping her eyes closed. She recalls every night that she wept silently with the cameras still rolling, acting as though everything was all right. Every fight that was cut for television. Every vow that was broken once the lights went out. She opens her eyes and confronts Kody directly. You told me the family was first, she speaks quietly. But the family you desired was merely the one that you could control. The room falls silent. The first witness is summoned, Janelle. She comes to the stand hesitantly, obviously conflicted. Her gaze scans between Christine and Kody. Her hand quavers slightly as she raises it to administer the oath. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. She sits. Christine's attorney rises. Mrs. Janelle Brown, you've been a member of this family for more than 20 years. You've had the kind of close-up view of their relationship. Tell us, did you ever see any form of coercion or emotional pressure from Mr. Brown towards my client? Janelle hesitates. Her wedding band twists in her fingers. Yes, she says at last. Many times. He'd say that Christine was ungrateful, that breaking up with him would ruin the family. He'd appeal to her sense of guilt to keep her in place. Kody bangs his hand on the table. That's not true. Mr. Brown, the judge cautions. Control yourself. Christine doesn't glance at him. He doesn't have to. She stood by while he yelled over her, manipulated her words, made her question herself. Now someone else is doing it for her. Robyn's face sets. She speaks softly once more to Kody. Don't let her portray you like this. He nods, his jaw clenched, but his eyes reveal something more profound: fear. The attorney shows photographs, text messages, and some printed-up emails. Christine sees the pictures of her own history flash before her eyes. Birthdays skipped, lonely dinners, half smiles for the cameras. A text from Kody states, "If you walk out, don't expect to see the kids on weekends." The judge scowls. Mr. Brown, is this your message? Kody leans forward, his tone husky. Out of context, Your Honor. She was threatening to move states away. I was defending my family. Christine's eyes sparkle. You were defending your pride. Silence once more. A tension so palpable you could cut it with a knife. Ms. Hall shifts in the direction of the judge. Your Honor, tomorrow my client will bring forward audio evidence. Evidence that Mr. Brown took advantage of her emotionally and held their television deals over her head. The judge nods. We'll be back at 9 a.m. with evidence review. The gavel comes down. Court adjourns for the day. But no one budges. Journalists spill out into the hall, phones in hand, voices buzzing. Christine has tapes. One breathes. This can turn everything around. Christine puts on her papers. She glides past Kody without comment. He grunts under his breath. You're destroying me. She pauses, glances back, face serene but fierce. No, Kody. You destroyed us. I'm just finished lying and saying it was love. Outside there are flashes of cameras. The chill hits her face, but it is liberating. For the first time in years, Christine isn't dreading what comes next. As she approaches her car, Mary follows her silently. Christine, she says, barely above a whisper. Are you certain you want to do this? Once you play those tapes, there's no turning back. Christine looks at her. I've already been away for years, Mary. The tapes just make it official. Mary nods, her eyes wet. Then I hope you finally find peace. Christine climbs into her car, glances in the rearview mirror and sees the courthouse behind her. A place that might shatter her or set her free. The camera would have digested that shot if it were still turning. But today no director yells, cut. This is the real thing now. And as the screen goes dark, Kody's voice is heard faintly off stage. Those recordings, they'll break more than me. Christine's eyes go wide in the rearview mirror. The following morning, Flagstaff stirs uneasily. The courthouse steps are already mobbed. Television cameras, news readers, fans holding up posters of their beloved sister wives. The Brown family, America's face of unorthodox togetherness, has become its most complex headline. Christine waits patiently in her car outside the courthouse. The radio plays quietly, but she thinks more loudly. She grips her phone, scrolling through old voicemails, the very same ones she nearly deleted 100 times. The proof she's going to present today could ruin Kody's public image for good, or rip apart what remains of their broken family. Her attorney, Ms. Hall, raps on the window. Christine, it's time. Christine nods. She emerges into the cold morning. Reporters call out to her, cameras flash, but she doesn't hesitate. Not today. Today she is not Christine from Sister Wives. She is Christine Brown, the woman finally prepared to be heard. Inside the courtroom, the tension feels heavier than yesterday. Kody is already seated, whispering sharply to his lawyer. Robyn is beside him again, her face pale, eyes darting nervously toward the door. Mary and Janelle sit together this time, silent, their alliance quietly forming under shared heartbreak. The judge looks down from the bench. We're here to review the audio evidence submitted by the plaintiff. Christine stands slowly. She moves to the center of the courtroom and puts a small flash drive on the table. For an instant her hand trembles just a little, but she plops it down. This is from a night the cameras never showed, she says quietly. A night when everything changed. The court technician inserts the flash drive into the sound system. The room falls silent as static hangs in the air, and then a voice pierces through. Kody's. You think you can just walk out, Christine? On everything I established? You'll be seen as the ungrateful one. They'll take me over you. You'll lose the kids before me. A sharp inhale ripples through the room. Christine's lips press together, holding back the tears. She knows every word by heart. She's replayed them in her mind for months. Kody slams his hand on the table. That's edited. That's, Mr. Brown, the judge interrupts. You'll have your turn. Ms. Hall steps forward. There's more, Your Honor. Another clip plays. Kody's tone is lower, colder this time. You mean nothing without this family. You'll live to regret this, Christine. Regret it when you're left with nothing. Christine's face sets in a hard expression. Whispers circle around her. Robyn's hand shakes as she picks up her water glass. Mary looks down, refusing to look anyone in the eye. The judge's face darkens. Is that your voice, Mr. Brown? Kody gasps sharply. I don't recall every word. She goaded me. She took everything I said out of context. But the harm is already done. The words linger in the air like specters. Real, haunting, unmistakable. Ms. Hall addresses Christine. Tell the court, Christine, why you chose to tape this conversation? Christine inhales slowly. Because nobody would have believed me otherwise. For years I was told I was reacting too much, that I was destroying the family's reputation. I didn't tape it for vengeance. I taped it to stay alive. Her voice breaks on the last syllable. Kody's attorney stands up, walking purposefully. Mrs. Brown, were these tapes recorded legally? Christine nods. In Arizona, a party's consent is sufficient. Convenient, the attorney growls, then more loudly. So you were plotting this, plotting to turn Kody's words back on him? Christine holds his eye. I was plotting to protect myself from him. The attorney pauses. There is no answer for that level of integrity. Robyn leaps up, she can't keep it inside any longer. Stop. You don't know. Kody was under stress, the show was on the verge of failing, the family was disintegrating. The judge bangs the gavel. Mrs. Brown, sit down. There will be no outbursts. But the damage is already done. The courtroom is charged now, voices hushed, eyes flashing, tension coursing like electricity. Christine squeezes her eyes shut, inhaling the pandemonium. She hadn't wanted a show. She wanted closure. But perhaps the two can't coexist. The judge clears his throat. Mrs. Brown, this court acknowledges the validity of these recordings. We'll proceed with testimony to determine the relevance to custody and emotional well-being claims. Ms. Hall nods. Understood, Your Honor. We'd like to call a witness, Ms. Mary Brown. The room stiffens. Kody's eyes widen. Mary? Oh, she wouldn't. But Mary remains standing. Slowly, methodically. Her heels clack against the tile as she walks over to the stand. Her face is inscrutable, half sadness, half determination. She holds up her right hand. I do. Ms. Brown, Ms. Hall starts softly, you've been a member of this family for decades. Tell us, did you ever see Mr. Brown behave in the same manner towards you or others? Mary pauses, looking at Kody for a fleeting moment. For an instant, it's like seeing a memory play out in her mind's eye. The meals, the silence, the chill that built between them. Yes, she whispers. Not only toward Christine. Toward all of us. He wanted to be in charge, always. And if anyone dared to challenge that, he'd make them think they were the issue. Kody leans forward. That's not fair. You know why things fell apart, Mr. Brown, the judge warns again. You are out of order. Christine glances at Mary, tears welling. There's no malice there, just mutual pain. Two women finally speaking up about what they weren't able to say on camera. The court breaks for lunch. Everyone stands. Reporters mob outside once more, buzzing with headlines. Kody exposed in courtroom shock. Christine exits into sunlight, her heart pounding. She's trembling, not with fear but liberation. The truth is revealed. The world is looking at the man she knew all these years behind closed doors. But as she approaches her car, her phone rings. Unknown number. He pauses, then answers. Hello. A soothing male voice whispers on the other end. You think you've won, Christine? You don't even know what Robyn's hiding. Christine's body goes rigid. Who is this? The line is dead. She glares at her screen. No name, no trace. Only that one statement resonating in her mind. You don't even know what Robyn's hiding. Her stomach goes cold. She glances up. Across the parking lot, she notices Robyn talking in hushed tones to a woman she doesn't know, standing beside a black SUV. Robyn darts into the vehicle the minute she catches Christine looking at her, and they drive off. Christine breathes shakily. The battle in the courtroom was just half. Now there's a new level, one she didn't anticipate. As she steps into her car, Ms. Hall yells after her from behind, Christine, you okay? Christine slowly shakes her head. Yeah. I just realized something. About what? Christine glances at the courthouse in her rearview mirror, the embodiment of truth and disclosure. That maybe Kody wasn't the only liar. The gust catches the papers on the dashboard, one photo drifting out of place, a smiling family photo from years before. It falls face down onto the passenger seat. And for the first time, Christine doesn't pick it up, because some memories are better left where they fell. The courthouse is a different place today. Quieter, heavier, as though walls are aware of what is looming. The trial is the subject of buzz everywhere, but within these marble corridors, it's no longer about money or celebrity. It's about trust, and how quickly it can decay from within. Christine arrives early, holding a new folder her attorney had handed her that morning. There are papers that don't add up yet, duplicates of past bank transfers, an unsigned contract, and one name they shouldn't find. Robyn Sullivan Brown. She sits at the plaintiff's table, heart pounding. Across the aisle, Robyn looks strangely calm today, almost too calm. Kody, though, looks like a storm about to break. He hasn't spoken to her since the recordings came out. The distance between them says everything. The judge bangs down her gavel. Cameras flash outside the doors, muted. Ms. Hall, Christine's attorney, stands. Your Honor, we have obtained new information. Financial records potentially linked to the emotional and financial manipulation involved here. The judge gestures for her to continue. Proceed. Christine's heart races. She has no idea what's in those records, but whatever is in Robyn's face, it says she's going to find out. Ms. Hall puts the folder down on the table, opens it, and spreads out a series of papers. These, she says, are transfers from the Brown family's communal fund. Money earned doing public appearances, brand endorsements, and the reality show Sister Wives. Based on these documents, much of that money was transferred into a private account belonging to Mrs. Robyn Brown. The courtroom gasps. Robyn's eyes bulge. She glares at Kody. I told you to take care of this, she spits. Christine stands agog, muttering. Wait, that money was for the kids. For school, for doctor bills. Kody cuts in abruptly. That's enough. You don't get how we set it up. The judge slams the gavel. Mr. Brown, you'll speak when addressed. Ms. Hall continues. These transfers were made during the same months Christine alleges emotional coercion began. The financial records show that funds were being drained from shared accounts while Christine was being pressured to stay silent. Robyn's voice shakes. You don't know the full story. That money was moved for tax purposes. Then why, Ms. Hall asks quietly, was it retitled under a private LC in your name alone? The resulting silence is oppressive. Even Kody says nothing this time. His jaw clenches, his hands so tight his knuckles are white. Something icy settles into Christine's chest, a blend of betrayal and clarity. She'd always suspected manipulation, but she never suspected Robyn was involved. Mary leans forward from the back of the room, almost whispering to Janelle. She knew. Robyn always knew. Robyn finally gets up. Her voice shakes, tears welling up. You guys all think I wanted this? You think I wanted to be the bad one? I did what I had to do to protect my babies. Kody told me the family money wasn't secure, that if we didn't do something to break it up, everybody would lose everything. Christine shakes her head. So you took it behind our backs. Robyn's eyes flash with anger. You walked away, Christine. You walked away. Don't deny you ever cared about the rest of us after that. The tension crackles like an electric wire. The judge has to call for order twice before the room falls quiet once more. Christine glances at Kody, but he won't look her in the eye. For the first time he looks smaller, as if the image that he created of himself has finally begun to disintegrate. Ms. Hall pushes another sheet of paper across the table. One other tidbit, Your Honor. The LLC in Robyn's name was utilized to buy out a private property, a house bought 3 months before this trial started. The crowd gasps again. Robyn freezes. Kody's eyes widen in shock. He whispers, You bought a house? Robyn turns away. Her silence is an answer. The judge sighs. This court will require a full financial disclosure from both Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Until then, no assets shall be transferred or hidden. He bangs the gavel. Adjourned for review until tomorrow. The courtroom breaks out in whispers. Christine doesn't flinch. She feels empty, depleted. What was once a union has become a war zone of secrets and survival. Reporters mob outside again, but this time they're yelling Robyn's name. Robyn, did you siphon money from the family? Robyn, did you secretly purchase property? Robyn, are you being investigated? She elbows them aside, face covered by sunglasses, Kody following behind. He reaches for her arm, but she shakes him off. Don't touch me, she bites out. You said they'd never know. Kody's tone is strained, panicked. You were supposed to keep it a secret. He spins around to him. You think you're off the hook? You signed on the line too. Their argument follows down the steps, voices mixing with camera shutters and yelled questions. Christine stands in the doorway, her heart racing. For years she blamed Kody for everything, but now she sees it for what it was. It wasn't him alone. The entire system that they had built was rotting from the inside out. That evening, Christine sits alone in her kitchen, the rumble of the fridge the only noise. The trial has revealed more than she ever anticipated. Her phone rings again, another unknown number. She pauses before answering. Christine, a whisper of a woman's voice. Someone in the network. You have to understand, those tapes you played in court? They weren't the only ones. Christine's breath is taken. What are you talking about? There are others. Ones that you didn't make. Someone else was taping too. And if they get released, the case will be turned around entirely. The line drops dead once more. Christine sits immobilized, the color falling from her cheeks. Who else had been taping? Robyn? Kody? A production person? The puzzle is realigning once more, and this time it's not mere custody or funds. It's something sinister, something that's been kept under wraps since before she quit the show. She gazes out the window at the dark Flagstaff night. Out there, someone else knows the truth, and they're not finished playing their role. Christine shuts her laptop, gazing at the thick folder of court files on her desk. Her face in the black screen is a stranger's. Older, tougher, but bearing a burden that no one else can notice. She mutters to herself, if another person was taping, perhaps they did want this to happen all along. And as the screen goes dark, one message illuminates her phone. No number. No name. Tomorrow's testimony will change everything. Morning arrives gray and thick. The air outside the courthouse is different today. Colder, tighter, as though even the wind sensed that something large is happening. Christine waits in the parking lot once more, holding her phone. That text from last night remains aglow on her screen. Tomorrow's testimony will change everything. Her mind whirling. Who wrote it? Was it a warning, or a threat? Inside the courtroom is packed. The media hype has heightened, rumors of covert recordings, financial deception, family treachery. None of them are pertinent to Christine, however. What she wants is the truth. Whatever that may be. Kody is at the defense table, quiet. His attorney is whispering frantically, but Kody's gaze is elsewhere, perhaps reliving every minute that brought him to this point. Robyn is sitting next to him, pale, trembling lips. She is broken, but not innocent. The judge arrives. Everyone stands. Court is now in session. Christine draws a breath so deep it strains. Ms. Hall rises, her soothing voice cutting through the air. Your Honor, the plaintiff has just heard of new information that indicates there are other recordings pertinent to this case. Recordings that were not created by my client. Low rumbling spreads through the room. Kody tenses. Robyn shoots a sideways glance at him, eyes wide with fear. The judge narrows his brow. Other recordings? Tell me. Ms. Hall picks up a tiny USB drive encased in an evidence envelope. This was brought to my office late last night by an anonymous person. It has dated audio files corresponding with the same time frame as Mrs. Brown's original recordings. The judge's gaze tightens. And have they been authenticated? Not yet, Your Honor. But if admissible, they might shed light on events disputed. Christine's stomach twists. Anonymous. She doesn't know who sent them, or what's on them. The judge nods slowly. Very well. We'll listen to the first recording. The courtroom goes silent. The technician plugs in the drive. The audio crackles. Then a voice fills the room. It's not Christine. It's not Kody. It's Robyn. I don't care what becomes of Christine. Provided the family reputation is upheld, she can go. Kody and I will manage the tale. Gasps reverberate like thunder. Christine's jaw goes slack. Robyn's face pales. No, that's not what it sounds like. The judge holds up a hand. Quiet in the courtroom. Another clip starts before anyone can respond. This time it's Kody's voice, slow and guarded. If she leaves, we'll make her appear unstable. It's the only way people will believe us. Christine's hands begin to tremble. The words slap her in the face like a punch to the breast. She looks around, all the reporters, all the onlookers standing there in shock. Robyn leaps up, her chair scraping on the floor. That was months ago. We were protecting the children, not trying to manipulate anyone. The judge's gavel comes down. Mrs. Brown, sit down or you will be held in contempt. Kody glares at her, angry. You taped us. Robyn's lip shakes. No, I don't know how, but too late. The clerk has already verified the file information. The voice print is a match. The timestamp does it. Christine remains there in shocked silence, experiencing all at once. Anger, grief, vindication. For years she was the one who was blamed for destroying the family. Now the world can hear it for themselves. She was the one who attempted to get out of it. Ms. Hall moves forward once more. Your Honor, this tape is clear evidence of an orchestrated effort to sway public opinion and terrorize my client. The judge's face is solemn. It certainly does. The court will take it into account when deciding on custody and damages. But Christine is no longer hearing. Her ears throb. She can hardly catch her breath. Because underneath the relief there is another thing: sorrow. Not only for what Kody did, but for what they all became. She glances at Robyn, the woman who had addressed her as sister, who had vowed togetherness. Now she sits with her head in her hands, quietly crying. For an instant, Christine nearly feels sorry for herself. Nearly. The judge adjourns briefly for a recess. Christine moves out into the corridor, the chill marble slapping beneath her feet. Cameras pop from a distance, but she doesn't look up. She just needs a minute. 1 minute to catch her breath. Janelle catches up to her there, voice gentle. Hey, are you okay? Christine struggles to produce a small smile. I don't know. I thought it would feel better hearing the truth. Janelle nods. It never does. It just makes things real. They stand silently for a very long time. Through the glass doors they can see Kody pacing angrily, his lawyer attempting to calm him down. Robyn's nowhere to be found. Christine exhales. Do you think he'll ever admit it? Janelle shakes her head. Kody doesn't admit mistakes. He rewrites them. When the session resumes, the courtroom is buzzing again. Robyn is back, her makeup smudged, eyes red. Kody's posture is rigid, defiant. The judge clears his throat. We'll now hear closing remarks for today's session. Ms. Hall rises first. Your Honor, what we've seen is not just evidence of emotional manipulation but a pattern. A system built on control, intimidation, and financial secrecy. My client endured this for years under the public eye, yet still prioritized her children's well-being. These recordings prove that what was broadcast to millions was not the full story. Kody's attorney comes next, voice loud and indignant. Your Honor, these are a matter of private family business distorted into public spectacle. My client acknowledges errors, but this is entrapment. Anonymous sources, selectively edited clips. It's a media witch hunt. The judge remains unmoved. Your words don't alter the facts. Christine glances down at her hands. Her fingers are shaking again. She's lighter and heavier at the same time. The truth is out, but at a price. The judge speaks. Tomorrow we will hear from the anonymous source who made the recordings. The courtroom explodes. Voices everywhere. Reporters dash out to share the news. Christine's heart misses a beat. The anonymous source, she whispers. They're coming here. Ms. Hall smiles. The court subpoenaed them this morning. Whoever they are, they'll be testifying tomorrow. Christine swallows hard. Her heart racing. The knowledge that someone else had been watching, recording, it unsettles her more than any of Kody's fabrications. As she packs up her belongings, she catches Kody's glare from across the room, cold, venomous. He mouths something under his breath. She can't hear it, but she doesn't need to. She knows what he's thinking. This isn't over. That night, Christine can't sleep. Her house feels too quiet. The echo of those recordings won't leave her mind. She scrolls through her phone again. Old messages, photos, moments that now feel like evidence instead of memories. And then, just after midnight, another message arrives. Tomorrow you'll find out who was really behind it all. No name. No number. Just the same eerie tone as before. Christine looks at it for a long time. Her heart is pounding. She whispers, please. Not another lie. Outside, thunder rumbles in the distance. The storm finally arriving. Tomorrow the truth will have a face. The rain hasn't stopped all morning. It lashes against the courthouse windows like the sky itself is angry. Or maybe mourning. Christine steps out of her car, umbrella trembling in her hand. Every nerve in her body feels on edge. The text from last night keeps replaying in her head. Tomorrow you'll find out who was really behind it all. Whoever this anonymous witness is, they know everything. In the courtroom, the air is heavy as ever. The room is jammed, cameras popping, journalists murmuring. They're all there for the same reason, to catch a glimpse of who enters that door. Kody sits motionless at the defense table. His jaw is clenched, his fists gripping. Robyn refuses to make eye contact with anyone. Once glamorous sister-wife, now appears diminutive under the lights of the courtroom, makeup smudged, eyes puffy. Christine sits across from them, her attorney serene yet vigilant at her side. For an instant she closes her eyes. To herself she mutters, whatever happens, let it finally be over. The bailiff's voice rings out, all rise. Court is now in session. The judge enters, somber. We are here today to hear the testimony of the confidential witness who supplied crucial evidence. Bailiff, bring them in. The doors slowly creak open. The whole room exhales. A woman appears in front, half her face still under a hood. She moves slowly, deliberately, until she is in front of the witness stand. The bailiff administers the oath. He pulls off the hood, and Christine gasps. It's Mary, Kody's first wife. The one who'd broken away from the family years back. The one Christine believed had vanished from it all. Kody's eyes go wide with shock. Mary? What in the world are you doing here? Mary's voice trembles at first, but there is fire behind it. I'm here to tell the truth, Kody. The truth you never allowed anyone else to speak. Gasps spread throughout the courtroom. Christine remains still, struggling to make sense of what she is hearing. The judge waves a hand. Go on, Ms. Hall. Christine's attorney nods. Ms. Brown, tell me how you got the recordings that were used as evidence. Mary swallows. Yes. I recorded them. Not to hurt anyone, but because I was afraid. Kody bangs his hand on the table. You what? Mary faces him. You threatened to destroy Christine, Kody. You said you'd control the story, that you'd frame her as crazy. I couldn't let it happen again. Her voice cracks. I saw what it did to me. The courtroom falls silent. All the cameras are trained on Mary now. She goes on, voice more even. When the family began to break apart, I noticed patterns. The manipulation, the gaslighting, the control of image. It wasn't new. You used it on me. You made me feel like I was the issue. And then, when Christine began to back away, you began to do it again to her. Christine's eyes fill with tears. She didn't think this would happen. Mary wipes her eyes and goes on. So I taped the calls. The calls in the middle of the night. The producer meetings. I sent them anonymously because I didn't want to ruin what little piece there was left. But when I watched Christine walk into court by herself, I knew it was time. Kody shakes his head in shock. You betrayed us, Mary. You betrayed me. Mary gazes directly at him. No, Kody. You betrayed us all the day you traded love for power. The judge holds up a hand. Mr. Brown, calm down or be taken away. Kody slumps back, seething. Robyn takes his hand, but he jerks it away. Ms. Hall moves forward. Ms. Brown, these tapes contain discussions of financial hiding. Can you tell us about it? Mary nods. Kody and Robyn moved money from the family trust into separate accounts. Accounts Christine and Janelle didn't know about. It was supposed to be for production expenses, but she hesitates. But it wasn't. The courtroom erupts. Reporters scramble. Christine covers her mouth, tears slipping down her cheeks. Kody's lawyer objects furiously. Hearsay. My client. The judge cuts him off. Sit down, counselor. We'll verify the records. Kody switches on, Mary, venom in her voice. You simply crave revenge because you were lonely. Mary's tone mellowing. No, Kody. I simply desired peace. But you can't construct peace out of lies. The judge restores order once again. Miss Brown, thank you. This testimony will be entered into record. As Mary relinquishes her seat, she stops next to Christine. They lock eyes, a long, wordless sharing of all that words can't contain. Christine barely breathes the words, thank you. Mary nods, shaking. Make it count. As the judge returns from recess, he is tired but firm. Having considered the new evidence and depositions, this court determines adequate evidence of emotional coercion and financial impropriety. Custody of the children stays with Mrs. Brown, restitution to be decided in future hearings. Christine takes a deep breath, shoulders shaking. It's over. Not neatly, not perfectly, but finally over. Kody sits unmoving, his face inscrutable. Robyn looks down, tears silently falling. The gavel crashes. Court adjourned. No one stirs for a long moment. Cameras flash. Reporters mob. Christine stands shaking and then she glances back at Kody once more. He gazes up at her, his eyes bitter. You destroyed us. Christine's head shakes slowly. No, Kody. You destroyed you. I just stopped pretending. She exits before he can respond. The doors bang shut behind her with an empty echo. The rain outside has ceased. The air is cleaner, lighter. Christine stands on the steps of the courthouse, squinting upward at the pale sun peeling through the clouds. Janelle and Mary gather beside her in silence. No words. Just three women who've weathered the same storm. Mary at last says, it feels weird. After all these years to just tell the truth. Christine smiles weakly. It's the only thing that still feels real. They descend the stairs side by side, camera flashes behind them. Reporters cry out questions. About Kody, about finances, about betrayal. And Christine doesn't respond. For once, she doesn't have to justify herself. Later that night, Christine sits alone on her porch. The world is hushed. The court fight is finished, but the feelings aren't. She takes a sip of her tea and gazes out at the horizon, the Utah sky colored gold and red. Her phone rings. It's a text from Mary. You were right. We all deserved better. Christine smiles quietly. She responds, we still do. She puts her phone aside and exhales, the kind of breath that has years of burden on it. The truth hurt. It shattered things. But it set her free too. And as the sun sets, she whispers to herself, maybe this is what peace sounds like.